สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning everybody with the Sunday morning beautiful day Father Days Okay we will update it with the house plan what you have today to show
So we've gone through this final version, literally every room. I think we went through every room, just detail. Got them dialed in the way we want them. We're going to go through some stuff real quick. I've got most of the engineering and design and layout done on it. Just got some little detail stuff left to do, but I'm not going to bore you with all that. So here's the floor plan that we've finalized. And the layout with the outside area. Probably not a lot different from what they saw before. I can't remember even what we saw in the last video.
Yeah, not a lot different. It just inside some rooms, like.
I think we redid the bathrooms or something, didn't we? I think we did.
The bedroom, just switching around.
Yeah, so there are a few minor changes, but nothing major. This shows you the layout on the land. We did move it toward the south rice field a little bit and back toward the fish pond a little bit just to up the parking area because we did decide that we want to do with the full perimeter concrete fence around the outside with just a gate at the driveway to get in and out. It seemed to be like the most secure and probably the most efficient as far as land use too, to be honest with you. So there's that. Here's a drawing of the finished design with some measurements. If you're interested in that, you can pause it, but most of you probably aren't too interested in it. But I had to do this here on the far side. You can see I got the profile of it. And then the other side is the roof, like an aerial shot. I had to do these to do the 3D drawing. But here's some of the engineering in it. This photograph here is of the footings, which is the magenta colored squares. And in the center of those, you'll see little blue dots. Those are actually the columns that are going to support the roof and the walls. The light blue lines are the foundation. Everywhere there's a light blue line is where the walls will sit because as I said before, excuse me, as I said before, everything's concrete and block in Thailand, so whenever you put a wall in sitting on a concrete floor, you're going to have to put a foundation on it to support that weight.
So this is the column?
The little blue squares are the columns. The red ones, or it's called magenta, but the red ones are the footings underneath the ground that the columns stand on. And then everywhere there's a blue line in this is where there'll be a wall sitting on top.
Okay.
The exception to that is this secondary parking around the side toward the rice field. There won't be any walls on that, but there will be a concrete floor there, and I'm going to support that concrete floor around the outside with footings. You will see a couple, 3 footings that do not have columns on them. That's just because it's a big open area of concrete. That I will put a footing under there and a small support column just to help support the center of that concrete floor. Okay, on the next one, we'll see the trusses. It's basically the steel work above the columns that will hold the rafters and roof supports up. Again, this is all steel work. They don't use any wood over there because of the humid climates and the termites. So this is all steel structure above the beams. We did end up going with a completely different roof design for a couple reasons, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. This drawing here is a combination of everything under the ground, the columns, and the roof support system. So the drawing gets really busy when you get everything turned on it. So I didn't include that because it's too busy. Next, you're going to see the 3D version. This angle here is going to be from the back, like the angle from the fish pond and the rice road, that back corner
People figure
northwest
out.
side.
Yes.
The sun will set off to the left of this drawing. This next one is the other rear corner. This is actually the side that the sun's going to set the most on. You can see there's two levels of parking. There's a lower level, which is that alternative one I spoke about a minute ago. And then the main parking for our main vehicle will be up at the level of the house. And we did this by design so that when I get old and I can't walk very much anymore,
So
I don't have to go up any steps or
Yeah.
anything like that. We'll just be able to drive the car right up at floor level and scooter in the house.
So what happens if you drive this vehicle?
You'll have to drive. You'll have to back up and drive it up on top there so I can get in, and then
I need to move this one?
yeah, you have
away?
to move the upper one down and then put the lower one up there.
Oh,
We only plan on having one main vehicle when we're over there. This lower section will be more for like motorbikes and stuff like that, or guest
okay.
parking. This is going to be the front of the house from the north, so it'll be the northeast angle. Be like standing out on the main road looking back in at the house. The color scheme on this is just what was available in the software. I had it in tans and browns with a red roof. Some pit wanted more of a grayish color, so I went
Earth
through and
tone, I
changed
try to
everything.
have earth tone look.
Yeah. But I like it better this way, I think. It looks better than that other color scheme I had on it. But as you can see, we got the 2 meter wide covered all the way around the outside to protect from the sun. The other thing I will mention, and I should have mentioned it earlier, is you will see that the main house extends, what is it, about 1.5 meters, I think it is, above that exterior roof. Some pit wanted high ceilings in the main living area. So
How high from here to here?
I think it's 10 feet.
10 feet is 3 meters?
3.5 meters. 3 meters. 3 meters. Sorry, 3 meters.
Ah, okay.
And this outside roof is about 2 meters tall.
2 meters?
2 meters, which is about
You hang
6.5
over?
feet. Well, it's a sloped roof, so the outer edge is about 2 meters. The inner edge is about 2.5, 2.25, 2.33 meters in on the actual house, because it is a sloped roof for the rain. But back to the high ceilings, this actually worked out much better because I was going to try to do it all in one roof, but by having the main living area elevated ceilings allowed me to detach this outer roof from the main roof, and it made it much easier to design the roof trusses and support this outer roof, as well as the roof over the parking, which you'll see in this drawing here. You can get a good idea of the parking on the south side, the north side of the house. As you can see, there's a ramp up there where I was talking earlier. We'll be able to just drive the main vehicle right up there and park up next to the house. That lower level will be for guests or motorbikes or whatever. But again, by raising up that roof on the main living area, it made it much easier to tie these roofs to the house, and it just simplified everything, so it works out good all the way around. So that was a good idea. I was a little reluctant at first, but in the end it works out best.
Does it look simple?
It's much easier to build and engineer doing it in 3 separate roofs and trying to get it all under one like I was trying. So it worked out pretty well. And then the last one is just our drone shot. Since I don't have a drone, I had to draw one. So that kind of gives you an idea what it looks like from up above.
I like this roof color.
So I was telling Soundpit, these colors, again, as I said before, are just what's available in the software. But I don't want too dark of a color of roof just because of the heat. So we'll see what we got once we get over there. It's probably going to end up a little bit lighter gray than this, but
Okay.
that's what we got. So we're pretty excited. This stage is almost complete. I do have some detailed stuff I need to do. I'm going to actually draw up the footings and the columns separately to get those engineered, get the heights correct, because there's going to be, what is there, 1, 2, 3, 4 different lengths of columns. As you can see, this one right here is pretty long, holding that corner of that roof up in the front of the house. By next to Ty, this guy's name's Ty, holding the ukulele, but that column's going to have to be pretty tall, and then the ones down by the motorbikes are a different height than the ones where the parking is, which are different height from the ones around the outside.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get all that drawn up separately.
I have the question
Yep.
about the column, because I've been hearing that when people build a house, they always measure the size of the house by how many columns they have. The more column they have, that means this big house. So basically it have like 9 columns, 12 columns. I believe that is the main columns for the house.
Okay.
Or old style before we have a lot of wood, I don't know. But in this, I see a lot of columns.
Yeah, I haven't counted them lately, but I think last time I counted it was 36.
Yeah, you
It's a
will
lot.
build the Salawat,
But
the temple. Or what?
yeah, but keep in mind, a lot of them are just supporting that little roof around the outside.
Yeah, so when they talk about column 9, 12, I wasn't sure if the main column combined with a little column you have or what. I'm not sure.
Right. On the main house, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 in the main house.
My mother house, 1, 2, 3, have 9 column. My mother house have 9 main column.
And because this living room, the main living area is so wide, that's one of the places I had to put a footing underneath the concrete floor just to help support the floor, because it's such a big open area of concrete. But just the living room is taking 2, 4, 6, 8 columns just to support that living room. And it's because it's a long span, I want to make sure I got plenty of support going across there. But as I said before, this raised roof design is far better. Just
So
from just a
how you
design.
know how far between each other?
Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head. You can see they're different because they have to line up with these walls. Because the other thing I should mention on this drawing here that shows the foundations, you'll notice that these foundations, most of them are setting right on top of footing. And that is by design, because what will happen is we'll pour that square footing underneath the column, and it will actually lay the foundations right on top of those footings. So the foundations will go all the way down the footing. So the weight of the wall will push down through that foundation, which will be sitting right on top of those footings. And there'll be rebar through all of it. Be a lot of rebar, and I mean lots and lots of rebar. Rebars are steel bars you put in the concrete. But yeah, there's a lot of columns in it. But again, most of it's just holding up a roof.
I believe I need to go watch video how the guy they build the house, so I can understand the foundation of the house better. It's not just what I've been heard when.
I don't know how they do them over there, but it's no different than these here. They put foundations around the outside to set the walls on, and then those walls are supporting the rafters up there. It's kind of the same concept here. Like you'll see here where these bathrooms are, not all of these foundations are sitting on footings, but most of them are. So if it's just a small wall that's not going to weigh a lot, you can just tie it into the other foundations with rebar. You don't necessarily have to set every one of them on a footing.
You said footing is the main one? Sorry, I not.
Footing is the square one that's going to be a meter under the ground. And then the column will be, actually that footing will have rebar in it that'll stick up out of the footing. And then we'll build the column rebar on top of that. And then we'll encase the column and pour the columns. So the columns, the steel in the columns will go all the way down and into the footings. And all the way to the top. And then when we get to the top, I don't want to sit and bore these people with it, but they'll actually, each column will have a steel plate on top of it that we'll be able to adjust to make sure it's level with all the rest of them. And that steel plate will get welded to the rebar sticking up out of the top of the columns. And then that's where the trusses will sit on, the steel to support the roof. But that's all way down the road a long ways. But anyhow, yeah, the plan for next trip is when? December, January, whenever?
Yeah, we're ready to book the flight because the longest we book, cheapest we got.
What? We ain't booking yet. But anyhow, yeah, this winter sometime, get as much as done as we can.
January, oh no, June, July, August, September.
We don't count June because June's over with. July, August, September, October, November, December.
How many
So
months
6 or
left?
7 months.
6 or 7 months?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We're going to try to get as much done while we're over there this trip as we can. Hopefully we'll be able to figure out, we'll get the fish pond dug, get at least a wire fence around the fish pond, get some trees planted. We think we might wire fence the whole thing until we can get over there and start building, because we'd like to get some trees planted, but we're worried if we plant the trees. Her uncle actually went in and put seed on the fill dirt that we put in.
Yeah, I heard that he put the wheat for the buffalo or cows, something like that.
Yeah, he wants to take his farm animals over there and feed on there, which is fine. It helped fertilize our property. Anyhow, we want to get back over there, get as much done as we can with maybe the well, the electricity, the fences, the fish pond, maybe get some trees planted. I think we're going to go over for a month this next trip. That's the plan, right?
Sure.
Maybe we won't come back. Who knows? We got to come back to sell this house.
Next trip, wow.
I think we're about ready on this stuff, ready to take it to the Ampor, which is
yeah, you
Ampor.
need to know one word. I think Obator.
Arbiter.
You have this word?
Yeah,
Good. So
but that means a killer.
a killer?
Yes, abattoir is a packing house where they kill cows. So abattoir would be the guy that
abattoir.
kills the cows.
But this is not Obator, that's Obator. Okay.
He's like the county planner or whatever.
Yeah, the county,
Planner.
Yeah, county office.
Yeah.
They take care a single village or ampere or whatever happen with that. You go Obator. It's like more close to people than ampere.
Okay, we'll just keep you updated as we go forward. I can't foresee too many updates coming in the near future, but there might be. If there is, we'll let you know.
Thank you for watching us today. Hope you guys enjoy every moment, enjoy your days. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's Sampit.
And Kenny,
Later.
later, bye bye. ขอบคุณค่ะ